Clock said 1 past midnight, platform lights were going dim. You laughed and said, well, that's it, no more trains to anywhere. 2 paper cups of bitter coffee, your coat was thinner than the night. We sat down on a wooden bench, like time had finally slowed down. You told me about your mother and the house you left behind. I told you I was scared of staying, but more afraid to lose this ride. A janitor swept silent stories, the city held its breath. Every word we didn't rush felt heavier than the rest. We missed the last train home, but somehow found a place to stay. Between your hand and my shoulder, I knew I'd never walk away. No ticket, no direction, just your voice and station air. That night we missed the last train, was the first time love was there. A bus passed without stopping, rain started on the rails. You leaned closer just for warmth, or maybe for something else. No kiss, no promises spoken, just silence learning our names. I memorized your breathing like a song I tried to save. We missed the last train home, but the night knew where to go. Every second stayed with us longer than it should have known. No hurry, no tomorrow, just your eyes honest and bare. That night we missed the last train, was the moment love took care. Years have passed like moving stations, different towns, different days. But sometimes when the clock slowed down, I still hear you say, maybe missing things is how we end up finding more. We missed the last train home, and I'd miss it all again, just to sit right there beside you, not knowing how or when. Some loves start with fireworks, some start unaware, but ours began by missing the last train, standing there. The platform's gone, the night is quiet, but that moment still remains. I never caught that train again, and I've never complained. The bell rang loud at 8:15, chalk dust floating in the air. You sat 2 rows ahead of me, sunlight in your hair. I borrowed notes I didn't need, just to see your handwriting. Every word you wrote that day felt like it was meant for me. In the back of my blue notebook, where the teacher never looked, I wrote your name in quiet lines, like a secret I mistook. I practiced saying hello in mirrors I never faced. Every time you turned around, my heart forgot its place. Your name written in the back of my notebook, between the dates and broken dreams. Never said it out loud, never let you see, but it laughed with someone after class. I pretended not to care. I memorized the way you smile, like I needed later somewhere. The year moved on without a sign. Lockers emptied, seasons changed. I closed that book and told myself some things are better left unnamed. Your name written in the back of my notebook, fading ink, but still the same. I never held your hand, never called your name, but every love I tried to learn started right there. Somehow your name written in the back of my notebook still finds me now. Maybe if I've been a little braver, or if time had slowed its pace. But first loves don't need endings, just a place. Your name written in the back of my notebook is older now, but hasn't gone. It taught me how to feel before I knew I was strong. Some hearts speak without a sound, some loves never make a sound. Your name written in the back of my notebook is the reason I know love now. Love now. The page is yellow, the cover's torn, but I keep it all the same, because the first time I ever loved, I only knew your name. I folded every word with care, 3 times, maybe 4. Your address written slowly, like I'd never done before. The mailbox stood on Cherry Street, paint chipped, the handle cold. I read the letter one last time before the day got old. I wrote about the Sunday rain and how you smiled that day. I crossed out things that sounded like they'd make you turn away. I said I hoped you were doing fine. I almost said your name. I signed it like a stranger would, afraid of what had changed. I stood there with the letter in my hand, my heart unsure. Every word I meant to give you felt too heavy for that door. So I walked away pretending I'd done everything I could. The letter I never sent said more than I ever would. Days moved on like passing cars. I saw you once or twice. You smiled like nothing was missing, like I hadn't rolled the dice. The paper turned a softer white, the ink began to fade. I kept it in my coat pocket, like a promise I never made. I stood there with the letter when the street was almost dark. I thought about forever, then I missed my mark. Some truths don't need an ending, some hearts don't need to prove. The letter I never sent was my way of loving you. Maybe you would have written back, or maybe not at all. But sometimes love choosing not to let the silence fall. I stood there with the letter while the world just carried on. That mailbox still remembers every word that's gone. I never mailed my feelings, but they stayed the way they should. The letter I never sent loved you the best it could. It's still folded in my drawer, yellow, thin and bent. Not every love is spoken, some are only meant. The room was loud with laughter, records spinning something fast. You stood by the open window like you weren't part of all that. I held a drink I didn't taste, my coat still on my arm. I watched you talk to everyone, but never felt your calm. Every time our eyes got close, they turned just out of line, like two trains passing slowly, but never sharing time. You smiled at someone near you, I smiled down at my shoes, learning how invisible a heart can really be to you. I loved you from the other side of the room, without a word, without a sign. You never knew my name, but I knew every line of the way you leaned when you laughed, or fixed your hair too soon. I loved you from the other side of the room. The music changed, the lights grew low, people dancing close. I stayed exactly where I was, afraid to break what mattered most. I practiced things I'd never say in corners of my mind, but courage came too late again, or maybe right on time. I loved you from the other side of the room, in plain sight, out of view. You never looked my way, but I still looked at you. Some loves don't ask for answers, some don't need to bloom. I loved you from the other side of the room. If I had crossed that crowded floor, if I had said hello, would it have changed the ending, or just made losing show? I loved you from the other side of the room, and I still don't regret. Some hearts are meant to carry love, they never quite confess. The party ended, lights came on, you left too soon, but I loved you from the other side of the room. Now every crowded place I go feels a little too familiar. I still stand back and quietly love from rooms that look just like her. We met at the same small cafe every Thursday afternoon. Different tables, same old songs, the clock always struck too soon. You read books you never finished, I watched the steam from my cup. Every time our eyes would meet, the room would quiet up. We talked about the weather and the streets we used to know, but underneath the simple words there was something we both felt grow. No hands reaching for another, no lines we had to cross, just conversations lingering like they feared being lost. We never touched, but we knew something honest filled the space. In the pause and the silence, I learned every part of your face. No promises, no truth confessed, still somehow it felt true. We never touched, but we knew. You said you might be leaving, I said I'd probably stay. We smiled like it didn't matter, like it wasn't breaking anyway. The doorbell rang, you stood up slow, your coat already on. I watched you hesitate a second, then the moment was gone. We never touched, but we knew what we were about to lose. Some loves don't need to be held, to be impossible to refuse. In a world that moves so loudly, ours was quiet through and through. We never touched, but we knew. If I had reached across that table, would it have changed the truth? Or was the beauty of that love that it never needed proof? We never touched, but we knew. And that's the part I keep. Some loves are felt most deeply in the things you never speak. I still go back some afternoons, sit where you used to. We never touched, but we knew. The cafe closed, the street moved on, but sometimes when it's late, I still feel you sitting there, just across the space. The heat came early that summer, stuck to the back of my neck. We left the windows open, didn't care what we said next. Your dress was always lighter than the air that filled the room. We talked in broken sentences like August afternoons. The fan kept turning circles, never cooling anything. You laughed and wiped your forehead, said this heat changes everything. We slept with all the lights off, listening to passing cars. Every sound felt closer, every moment went too far. That was a summer we could couldn't stay apart. Every look went straight to the skin. We didn't plan on falling, but we didn't fight it then. Some loves are slow and careful, ours burned right from the start. That was the summer we couldn't stay apart. Bare feet on the kitchen floor, cold towels, warm hands. Time melted in the evenings, you never made demands. The city smelled like rain and dust, your hair stuck to your face. I memorized the curve of you like a map I couldn't erase. That was the summer we couldn't stay apart. Even silence felt too close. We learned each other's breathing before we learned what mattered most. Some loves leave gentle footprints, some leave a lasting mark. That was the summer we couldn't stay apart. Fall came quicker than we thought. The nights began to cool, but something in our bodies refused to follow rules. That was the summer we couldn't stay apart, and I still feel it now. In crowded rooms and open windows when I don't know why or how. It didn't last forever, but it left a spark. That was the summer we couldn't stay apart. Every year when August comes and the air turns thick and slow, I remember how love felt when it wouldn't let us go. You never talked about your past, but it followed when you walked, like something heavy on your back. In the way you never talked, you smiled when others needed it, but never when you were alone. I noticed how you listened close, like you were used to being gone. You flinched when doors would close too loud, held your breath when phones would ring. You said you hated quiet rooms, but silence told me everything. I didn't ask you to explain, I didn't need the details then. I just stayed a little longer than you expected anyone. I love you because you were broken, not to fix you, not to save, but because I saw the pieces you were tired of trying to rearrange. Some hearts don't need solutions, just somewhere safe to open. I loved you because you were broken. We sat together on the floor, back against the bedroom wall. You said, I don't know why you're here. I said nothing at all. Your hands shook just a little when you reached out in the dark. I held them like they mattered, like they weren't too far apart. I loved you because you were broken, and you let me see the cracks. You weren't asking me to heal you, you were asking me to stay intact. In a world that moves too quickly, I learned to move in slow motion. I loved you because you were broken. make things whole, but sometimes being seen is the only thing that helps the soul. I loved you because you were broken, and you trusted me to know that not every kind of loving means you have to let things go. We didn't call it mercy, we didn't call it devotion. I loved you. You're stronger now in ways I see, but part of you still remembers how love once felt like sitting still while someone held the center.
Winter came in sideways rain, the kind that slips through seams. You waited on the corner, hands buried in your sleeves. Your coat was never meant for cold, buttons barely holding on. You laughed and said you were fine, but your breath was already gone. We walked without a reason, just letting time pass by. Streetlights flickered over us like they were keeping time. You talked about the things you'd do when the weather finally changed. I watched your shoulders shake and pretended not to say your name. Your coat was too thin that winter, so I gave you mine instead. Didn't say it meant forever, didn't say a single thing. I just placed it on your shoulders like it was the obvious part. Some loves don't ask permission, they just protect the heart. You said, I'll give it back tomorrow. I said, keep it for tonight. Snow started finding reasons to fall a little harder then. We stood there longer than we should. The cold forgot our hands. Every breath between us said more than any plans. Your coat was too thin that winter, and I didn't need to choose. I didn't think about the cost, I just couldn't watch you lose. Some feelings show up quietly before the mind can start. Your coat was too thin that winter, but I was warm in my heart. Maybe love is noticing before someone complains, or standing closer than you planned, just to block the rain. Your coat was too thin that winter, and I never asked you why. You never asked me what it meant. We just watched the snow go by. I don't know where you are now, or how that season ends, but I still give my coat away every time the cold begins. I learned that night what love can be when words don't play a part. Sometimes all it takes is keeping someone warm in the dark.
Every morning before sunrise, I heard the water start to run. Plates and cups from last night, waiting for no one. She stood there half asleep, hair pulled back, sleeves rolled tight. The day hadn't asked her anything, but she was already right. I sat at the table quietly, watching steam rise slow. Her hands moved like they knew things I'd never know. She hummed a tune without words from a radio long gone. I never asked what she was thinking, she never needed one. My mother's hands at the kitchen sink, soap and water, worn and kind. Every line was time she gave, without ever asking why. She didn't call it love, she didn't stop to think, but I learned what love was from my mother's hands at the kitchen sink. She washed away the dinners and the fights from every day. The things we never talked about, she let the water take. When I left that house for good, she smiled like she always did. I didn't see the tears then, but I know exactly where they hid. My mother's hands at the kitchen sink still show up in my mind whenever life feels heavier than I was meant to carry on. She never needed thanks, never needed praise or ink. All I am began right there at my mother's hands at the kitchen sink. Some loves don't need a story or a reason to begin, they just keep showing up and do it all again. My mother's hands at the kitchen sink taught me how to stay, how to love without applause, and give myself away. If I ever learned forgiveness or the strength to try again, it started long before I knew, with my mother's hands at the kitchen sink. The house is quiet now, but sometimes late at night I hear the water running and everything feels right. The room was quiet in the afternoon, curtains moving with the air. You cried until the world gave up, then stopped right there. I didn't know what I was doing, just held you close and stayed. Your breathing slowed against my heart, like it finally felt safe. Your hand was barely holding mine, fingers curled unsure. I watched your eyelids learn to rest, so small, so pure. The clock kept ticking like before, cars passed the street below. But something in me shifted then, in ways I didn't know. The day you fell asleep on my chest, the world changed shape somehow. Every fear I ever had learned where it belonged now. I didn't say a word, didn't need to confess. Everything I am became clearer the day you fell asleep on my chest. mistakes I try to hide, and the way you'd learn to live. Your breath rose soft and steady, like it trusted me to stay. I promised things without a sound I still try to keep today. The day you fell asleep on my chest, I learned a different kind of love. Not the kind that comes and goes, but the kind you grow into. No music, no grand moment, just you so close at rest. But nothing has been louder since then, the day you fell asleep on my chest. Maybe love is not a feeling, maybe it's a place where you stand without escaping and let time take its pace. The day you fell asleep on my chest, I finally understood why people stay when it's not easy and try to do the good. I don't know what you'll become, or who you'll love or trust, but I'll remember who I became the day you fell asleep on my chest. You woke up crying not long after, like nothing had occurred, but I stayed quiet, holding on to every lesson learned. The band was playing something slow, the floor was almost full. Your hand was light inside of mine, like it didn't plan to pull. The lights were low, the air was warm, everyone was moving close. But something in your eyes said you were already halfway gone. We counted steps we didn't know, let the music choose our pace. You smiled like you were trying to remember my face. I asked you if you were alright, you said yeah, just tired tonight. But your voice was somewhere else, not staying for the fight. We were dancing but not together, just turning in the same room. Your body moved beside me, but your heart had left too soon. The song kept going like it should, but I felt the ending start. We stopped before the music did. The dance we didn't finish broke my heart. You stepped back before the chorus, said you needed some air. I watched you disappear into the crowd standing there. The band played on without us, like nothing had gone wrong. I stayed right where you left me through the rest of that song. We were dancing but not together, and I finally understood. Some people leave in silence, even when they could have stayed if they would. No goodbye, no explanation, just distance learning its part. We stopped before the music did. The dance we didn't finish broke my heart. Maybe love is knowing when to let the rhythm die, when to stop pretending that time it will comply.
dancing but not together. And that's the truth I learned. Some loves don't end with shouting, they end when someone turns. The floor is empty now, but I still hear the start of the dance we didn't finish, still moving in my heart. Every slow song since that night feels a little incomplete, like it's waiting for a moment we never got to meet. The radio was playing low, something we both knew. You sat there tying up your shoes, like you had something else to do. I asked you if you liked the song. You said, yeah, it's fine. But your eyes were already somewhere far behind. The record skipped just for a second. You stood up then, said you needed air outside, like it was nothing new again. I watched the door close quietly, no slam, no sound. The music kept on playing, but you weren't around. You left before the song ended, before the last line could fall. I was still listening for you when I realized you were gone. Some goodbyes don't need a reason, they don't need to be defended. You left before the song ended. The needle reached the final groove, kept spinning in its place. I stayed right where you left me, trying to remember your face. I thought maybe you'd come back in, say you just needed time. But the silence answered me before I crossed that line. You left before the song ended, and I didn't stop you then. I guess part of me already knew how it was going to end. No tears, no broken glasses, no words to be mended. You left before the song ended. Maybe love ends quietly, so it doesn't hurt too much. Or maybe we just get tired of reaching when there's nothing left to touch. left before the song ended, and the room felt twice its size. I learned how empty music sounds when someone says goodbye. Every record since that night feels slightly untrue, because you left before the song ended and took the meaning too. The radio still plays that song. I never turn it off. I listen till the very end now, just to prove I can. Never stood too close outside, never said your name too loud. We learned the art of looking away when familiar faces were around. Your hand brushed mine just once in a hallway painted gray. That single second said enough for words we couldn't say. We met when no one asked us why, a cafe far from home. Sat across from one another like we'd always been alone. Every smile was measured, every glance rehearsed. Loving you so carefully was the blessing and the curse. Each other in secret, in borrowed time and hidden rooms. Every heartbeat had to whisper, every promise faced its doom. We never asked for mercy, never asked to be forgiven. We loved each other in secret, like it was the way we were meant to live in. Said someday things might change. I said someday scares me more. Hope felt like a dangerous thing we couldn't afford. We memorized each other's faces in case it was the last. Loving you in fragments so the future wouldn't end. Paid the quiet cost. We chose the moment over forever, knowing what we'd lost. Some love survive in daylight, some only breathe when hidden. We loved each other in secret, and that's how love stayed living. Not the fear, not the silence, but the truth inside my heart. If loving you was wrong, then I don't regret a thing. We loved each other in secret, and And that's where love learned everything. Now when I pass those quiet streets, I still slow my pace. Some loves are never spoken, but they never leave their place. I was reaching for the milk, reading labels like I cared. You were arguing with apples like they needed to be fair. The radio above the aisle played something soft and old. You looked up when you laughed, and the room felt less cold. We talked about nothing special, prices going up again. You said you hated Mondays, I said who doesn't then? Our carts bumped by mistake, you said sorry with a grin. I realized right there and then how easy love comes in. Your smile at the grocery store, between the bread and wine, didn't change the world at all, just quietly changed mine. No candles, no confession, no moment to rehearse, just your smile at the grocery store. And everything felt worse before it felt better first. We walked out with separate bags, different streets to take. I watched you count your coins like it mattered what you'd made. All day long I thought about how something so small could follow me so closely, like it wasn't small at all. Your smile at the grocery store wasn't meant to stay, but it stayed with me through hours and wouldn't go away. Some loves don't need a reason or a grand reverse, just your smile at the grocery store, showing me how love works. Maybe love is noticing what we'd usually or seeing someone clearly in an ordinary store. Your smile at the grocery store still finds me now and then, in checkout lines and quiet days and faces I pass again. I don't know where you ended up or who you're smiling for, but love once met me quietly at the grocery store. I still pause by the apples just a moment more, in case love walks by again, like it did before. You said you needed time alone, didn't say how long. I nodded like I understood, even when it felt wrong.
You packed a bag for just one night, left your keys behind. I stood there holding on to things you left out of your mind. Days went by without a sound, weeks learned how to pass. I kept the porch light on at night, in case you turned back fast. Friends asked if I'd heard from you. I said not yet, but soon. Hope became a quiet habit, like the phases of the moon. I waited even when you didn't ask me to, even when you didn't know. I stayed where we left things, let the hours come and go. Some loves don't need permission, they just choose what's true. I waited even when you didn't ask me to. I didn't stop my life completely, I just slowed it down, left space where you might return, in every room, every sound. I learned the weight of patience, the shape of almost there, how loving someone fully means being okay with prayer. I waited even when you didn't ask me to, without a promise to hold. I loved you like a season, not afraid of growing old. If you never come back, I'll still know what I knew. I waited even when you didn't ask me to. Maybe waiting isn't weakness, maybe it's a kind of grace, choosing not to fill the silence with somebody else's face. I waited even when you didn't ask me to, and I don't regret a thing. Some hearts learn how to love by letting go of everything. If love is measured honestly by what we're willing to lose, I waited even when you didn't ask me to. The porch lights off these days, but I remember who I grew into, the night I chose to wait, even when you never asked me to.
You called me on a Sunday, your voice sounded like the past. Said you were in my neighborhood, asked if we could talk at last. I stood there fixing nothing, just to slow the time. You said my name the way you used to, like it was still mine. You told me you were happy now, I said I was too. We both knew we were lying, but neither of us moved. The words we'd saved for years finally found their way, but they showed up quietly when everything had changed. It was the love that arrived too late, at the wrong door, the wrong time. Every feeling finally honest, but no longer mine. Some truths wait patiently until they hesitate. It was the love that arrived too late. We walked the streets we used to know, like tourists passing through. You talked about your future plans, I didn't mention you. The evening ended softly, no reasons left to stay. We hugged like old acquaintances who almost tempted fate. It was the love that arrived too late, with nothing left to choose. We had the words, we had the feeling, but too much left to lose. Some hearts find clarity when it's already too late. It was a love that arrived too late. Maybe love isn't about courage or saying things out loud. Maybe it's about timing, and we just missed our crowd. It was the love that arrived too late, and I finally understood that knowing how you feel doesn't always do the good. I let you go with honesty, and that was my fate. It was the love that arrived too late. Now when the phone rings on Sundays, I let it ring a while. Some love stories end quietly, with a bittersweet smile. We laid our jackets on the grass, said we didn't need much more. The sky felt closer back then, like it knew what we were for. We talked about the future like it owed us something good. Every plan felt possible because we thought we understood. We carved our names into the bench behind the old school gate, said we'd come back laughing someday at how long we'd had to wait. The days were long and careless, the nights refused to end. We thought love was a promise that time would only bend. We were young enough to believe forever, like it couldn't slip away. Every word felt permanent, every feeling planned to stay. We didn't know how fragile all those moments were. We were young enough to believe forever. We danced to songs we barely knew on radios that buzz. You said nothing lasts forever, I said why not us? We didn't fight, we didn't fall. We just slowly changed. Love didn't break us suddenly, it learned another shape. We were young enough to believe forever, and maybe that was true. Not in how long we stayed together, but in how deeply we once knew. Some loves don't last in years, but they last in who we were. We were young enough to believe forever. Maybe growing up just means learning what forever is. Not a time without an ending, but a feeling that persists. We were young enough to believe forever, and I don't regret a thing. That love taught me how to hope before I learned anything. If I ever loved without fear, if I ever felt secure, it's because I once believed forever was assured. Now when I see the sky at dusk, or hear those planned your schedule better than you ever knew. Knew when you liked your coffee, knew when you were blue. I stood a little further back than I needed to, close enough to care for you, far enough not to confuse. You talked about the people who had come and gone. I nodded like I wasn't counting how long I'd been alone. Every time you needed help, I found a way to be there, never asking for a place, never asking if you cared. I loved you quietly, without a sound. No footsteps in your hallway, no trace to be found. I learned how to carry love without letting it show. I loved you quietly, and you never had to know. I watched you fall for someone else, heard you say his name. I smiled like I meant it, like nothing had changed. I went home and folded laundry like it was just another day. Some hearts learn how to break in the most ordinary ways. I loved you quietly and paid the price. I never asked for more than being in your life. Some loves are not meant to be returned or known. I loved you quietly and loved you alone. Maybe silence is a shelter, maybe it's a shield. Not every kind of love is meant to be revealed. I loved you quietly, and I don't regret that I chose to feel deeply without needing to be met. If love is measured honestly by what we're willing to lose, I loved you quietly, that was my truth. I still hear your laughter in rooms where I've been. Loving you quietly taught me how to begin. I was tired of explaining why I couldn't get it right. You never asked for reasons, you just stayed another night. I talked myself in circles, said I wasn't much to say. You listened like you disagree, and acted like I was brave. You noticed things I hid away, doubts I couldn't name. You said you don't have to earn the right to feel okay. I laughed it off like nothing, like I didn't hear the truth. But part of me stood still that day and finally believed you. You loved me better than I loved myself. When I didn't know how to try, you saw something worth holding. When all I saw was why I would give up so easily, but you refused to leave. You loved me better than I loved myself, and taught me how to believe. You held my hands when they shook, didn't ask me to be strong. You said it's okay to fall apart as long as you don't stay down too long. I didn't change overnight, didn't suddenly feel whole, but something in your patience slowly taught my heart control. You loved me better than I loved myself. When I couldn't see the point, you stood where I was weakest, never kept a score. Some loves don't fix the damage, they just stay and breathe. You loved me better than I loved myself, and that was enough for me. Maybe love is not a mirror showing us who we are. Maybe it's someone standing there when we've gone too far. You love me better than I love myself, and I carry that with me still. Even when I doubt my worth or question my own will. If I ever learn forgiveness, if I ever find my peace, it's because you love me better than I could ever be. I don't know if you remember all the nights you saved my name, but every time I choose to stay, I remember you the same.
Found an old photograph today, edges worn, colors gone. Faces I once knew by heart, smiling like nothing was wrong. Some of them loved me softly, some of them let me fall. Some stayed longer than they should, some never stayed at all. I remember waiting in the cold, giving cold, giving time, writing letters never sent, crossing lines I drew in my mind. Every love had its reason, every ending had its turn. I didn't know what I was doing, I was just learning how to learn. That's how love looked back then, not perfect, not clean, just people trying to hold on to what they thought love should mean. Some moments stayed forever, some disappeared when I didn't know it at the time. But that's how love looked back then. I loved loudly, I loved quietly, I loved too much too late. I loved without a map sometimes, and sometimes I was brave. I learned that hearts don't follow plans, and timing doesn't bend. But every love I ever had still taught me who I am. That's how love looked back then, in kitchens, streets and rooms, in missed trains and grocery aisles, and slow dancing tunes. solve. Maybe it's just something we learn to carry as we grow old. That's how love looked back then. I wouldn't change a thing. Every heartbreak, every hope, every fragile beginning. If loving meant getting hurt, I'd still do it again. Because becoming who I am is how love looked back then. The photograph goes back in the drawer. The past stays where it's been. But sometimes late at night I'm grateful for how love looked back then. How love looked back then. How love looked back then.